Welcome to the iRacing Ruf Cup at Road Atlanta using the short configuration. I'm second on the grid, waiting for the leader here. My second start for the week, so hopefully it'll turn out better than the first. We've got the outside line going into the first corner. Full grid behind us. It's waiting to start. Okay, getting ready to go. Let's get it revved. And off we go. Well, let's see how this works. Okay, I've got a car on my inside. I'm going wide, I'm going onto the grass. That's not exactly the planned start I had in mind. Rejoining. Let's just get around the issue here. The 11 car on my outside. Let's start to go. Okay, so not the greatest start ever, down to 7th position I think. Okay, let's see if I can make up the places. Okay, dropping into the chicane. Down a third gear, bit tight on this number 11. Okay, trying to get a bit tight on the inside there, don't want to go wide on exit. Okay, going a little bit wide there, need to slow it down and get it dragged in onto the inside again. Looking for that blind entrance here. They're bunching up ahead, 4 cars and 2. Okay, try not to wash out to the outside there. Decent gap behind. Yeah, seem to be a bit quicker than the cars ahead through there. And over the hill. Just having to be a little bit careful not to run into the back of these cars. Okay, they're spreading out a little bit, going too wide through there. See if I can pass him on the outside. No, he's going for the inside there. Okay, I'm a little bit tight on these guys here. Looking for an opportunity to pass. So we've got some decent space behind. Careful not to go into the back of these guys. Got very close there. Maybe spook the number 11 a little bit. And tight on their inside. Again, they're going too wide through here, which is a little bit dangerous. I really want to get past these guys and start making some moves up towards the leaders. I'm wondering what I can do into the chicane. A little bit far back. Again, really standing on the brake. See, they're not taking that corner all that well. They're not so bad on exit, but they're not cutting the corner. Again, got to concentrate on getting tight on the inside there. It's easy to get carried away with the gas and end up overshooting that. Really compromises your exit. Again, I'm confident I'm quicker than the guys in front of me, but it's no good being quicker than them if you can't get around them. And the leaders, the top two cars, are really pulled away now. I really should be with the top two guys, and I'm stuck behind these four. That's really costing me. So there they go up the hill. There's a big gap. Looked like he was trying. The number 11 was trying or looking down the inside. That's poor. That's allowed the guy behind me to catch me. I'm not really worried about his pace behind me. It's just I really don't want to have somebody tucked up tight behind me, because you don't know what kind of moves people are going to try to make. So I've got to catch these guys in front again. It's not too bad. Again, I'm opening the gap behind. Still can't quite get into a position to pass these guys in front of me. Got to try to pick off this number 11. Again, he's... oh, that's really poor. I have to put it in a second. Can just about hold the guy. I think, yeah. That was a really poor mistake. Really got to avoid that. The guy behind isn't going to be able to pass me unless I make a mistake like that. I can just turn in a bit too late there. Okay, there's one that's gone off. Let's look at this train of 4. A decent gap still, but I need to really get past these guys ahead. There's a gap there for the 11. Can I get down his inside? No. Okay, let's just get it slowed down properly. Too tight again there. Really poor. Down a second again. It gives him hope behind me. Really making my own problems here. I've got to do that chicane better, because otherwise I'm going to have this guy going through me. Let's get tight on this number 11 again. That's poor. Really making problems for myself here. Double shifted. It's even worse. That's a poor section there. Again, that really just allows the guy behind to really catch up, close that gap. And I'm dropping off further and further behind these guys. They're really battling for that position there. Suddenly I've really started driving that first corner really poorly. Tight. So now I've got some breathing space behind. But I've allowed a gap to grow, and I've really got to close that. It turned in, that's better. My aim really at the moment is just to get a top 5 finish out of this race. Taking that corner too poorly, really am. There's carnage here. Okay, I'll just dive through the middle of them. Nope. Well, that kind of makes my mind up for me there. So they've regained 3 places. Now up to 4th spot. So now I am into the top 5. You know, really my fault there was when you have 3 guys, I mean it's a fairly low strength of field. When you have 3 people nose to tail like that, it's pretty much a certainty that there are going to be issues with them. That's a little better. A lot of the time you don't really need to force a pass. You can just wait for something to happen. So being patient in that situation, and when I did have a chance, not trying to force it, that really worked to my benefit in the end. You know, it's the first few laps of a race, you don't really need to make that pass. For sure you'd like to make progress through the field, but if you're taking risky passing attempts, then the chances are your race is going to end right there. So sometimes it's just better to, yes, as you know, as that situation unfolded, I was trying to get it through the gap between them. I'm wondering if I could get down to the bottom of the hill before them to avoid 3 wide. That's not bad. But even then, you know, you've got to be ready to back out of that situation if it's not looking good. What I think happened to the black car is I think he got some air when he was coming over the hill. And the car got a little bit loose. And the thing is, when you're in that sort of situation, the worst thing you can do is to give it more gas. You've just got to let off the gas and just let the thing settle down again, regardless of the situation. I just think he got a little bit greedy. And instead of letting off, and you know, worst case scenario was he dropped behind the 2 of us, which would have put him straight back in the 7th spot. So he wouldn't have lost a place. But in the end, he had to drop out of the race. But as that situation developed, as I said before, if I didn't feel I was going to get past the 2 of them by the bottom of the hill, I would have just backed out and let them have it. Because the last thing you want to do in that situation is go 3 wide through that corner onto the start finish straight. And I don't know either of those guys, so I had no idea whether they were going to yield or not. Let's see what I can do with the driver ahead. It's not bad. Okay, he's running quite a defensive line to there. No, he's not going to allow that. He's going to have to back out of that. Okay, just going past his lap car, and for some reason he's dropped. That's a little bit of a surprise. because that was for position past the green car, but I'm not sure why I did that. If he was letting me have the place, he could have done it on the straight, which would have been a more straightforward way to do it. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. But there you go, another place up to third, so looking at a podium. Okay, at this point I'm just trying to put some proper laps in to create gap. I don't need to be super fast, but I've got to put 59s in. Don't have really big hopes of success in this race from this position. A third place finish after the start I had would be pretty good anyway. And it's not too bad. I'd always rather take too much of that apex than run wide there. That's a tricky part. If you turn in a little bit too much, it'll give you oversteer. So you can kind of feel it a little bit, which enables you to get out of it. It's not a complete shock when it comes on. You can feel it start to go. Again, I'm just giving it too much gas in the first half of that turn, and that's compromising my exit. And just feeling for that inside. It's probably actually quicker up the hill there if you are more on the inside, but I can't drive that line. Let's go past the 12th car on the outside. That's just a lap car. Can't see anyone ahead. Yeah, a bit slow through there. Just had to go down a second to really get the power back. Again, I'm just a bit too greedy, I think, on that first half of the turn. So I'm going wide right here. It just gives me a reference point that I can really rely on. Bit late back on the gas. And lots of space behind. Let's just keep putting in good laps. Empty track behind. But see, this is where I'm paying the price. We've just got a car up ahead. That looks like the leader. So I'm in second position. Don't know what happened to the number two car. But yeah, this is where I'm paying the price for getting held up so long behind those four cars. I should have said where I'm paying the price for going off track at the first corner. No, that's not the leader. That must be another lap car. But I do believe I'm in second place right now. But yeah, where he spun, it's a really easy place to spin it. If you're a little bit too greedy on the gas, as you exit the chicane, you're going to spin. You have to be very careful through there. You really have to get the line right to set that acceleration zone up. Something I've not really been able to deal with yet. At least not consistently. And that's where the understeer really hits you through that section. It's a really awkward section. Again, I think that's the leader coming up there. Just saw him go under the bridge. But this is a little bit too late to really catch him. He's about 10 seconds ahead. Just trying to hold on to that gear change so I don't blow the engine again. Down to third. And this is the really awkward section for me. Should probably take more of the curb there actually. A little bit of lift to avoid going wide right, wide left, sorry. Still plenty of gap behind. Down a second, so I was a little slow there, should be third, but I was really struggling with that. Yeah, just being careful there. That's the price you pay for not getting tight on the apex, really. At this point it's just a question of putting the laps in. The leader's quite a distance away. It's always possible he could spin. So I've got to try to keep getting closer and closer, just in case he does make a mess of it. Okay, still got that clear track behind. And there's the leader going under the bridge. I feel like I'm getting a little bit closer. But we're really running out of laps now. So I'm in second place at the moment, about 10 seconds behind the leader. Running out of laps. Good gap behind, so no pressure on me from behind. Turned in. It's not. Could have been better. And get across there. There's still lots of room behind us, and yeah, definitely closing on the leader. Or is this a bike marker here? Can't be the leader, surely. But I'm definitely closing on the leader. It's just there's not enough laps to get this done. Yeah, I think that's the leader ahead there, the dark car. The white car's the a lap car, I think. A little bit of sand kicked up there. So you got to really feed the gas in as you're coming up the hill. You can't be too aggressive with it. Yeah, it'll be a lapped car. So we got the leader up ahead there. I think he's just taking it easy. He knows he's got the race won. The only way he can lose it is by making a big mistake. So he'll just be taking it a nice conservative line. Braking early, just keep being smooth. Which accounts for why I'm gaining on him slowly. Okay, and that is the race. I'm over the line. And here is the leader. We finally caught him. Just going to go past him on the warm down lap. So that's what it feels like to pass the leader. Well, hope you enjoyed that race. It's the last few laps were pretty pedestrian. But it shows, what I take away from that is it shows what you can do if you stick with it after making a mistake, and just, you know, keep your head down and keep putting in decent laps. It also shows the importance of not always forcing. See if I can get into the pit lane here. Just cut across the grass here. Hope no one minds. The importance of not forcing passes and being patient and waiting for other people to make mistakes that are going to let you take that place. If a passing situation arises, you can take it, but always be aware of risk reward, and always be aware that other people, if you can put pressure on them, or they will make mistakes in close racing. But anyway, that is a race at Road Atlanta Short. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.